It does sound like Darth Vader. Yeah. Sorry. That's my fault. Yeah, actually, I'm sorry that I missed it. All right, so let's start with some prayers. Yeah. Now I was just wondering if I should switch on the thing and put it on the board, but can't be bothered. Sorry. All right, sorry. All right. Guru Ratna Mandala Kamiyataya
Sanji
Chonan Sopi Chonan La Chanchu Badu Yami Kapsuchi Dagi Chushu Gibe Tonan Dola Penchi Sanye Dola Shu
Sanji
Chonan Sopi Chonan La Chanchu Badu Yami Kapsuchi Dagi Chushu Gibe Tonan Dola Penchi Sanye Dola Shu
Sanji
Chonan Sopi Chonan La Chanchu Badu Yami Kapsuchi Dagi Chushu Gibe Tonan Dola Penchi Sanye Dola Shu
Kangi Tuzini Zone, Tawa Tamji Pambiche, Tambi Chun Tuzi, Padam Kela Chance. Good evening, everyone. Cousin Anjo and the Namajik Shiras, the Lam Court, Lam Nasan Chung Court. The day she then drew told the name Lam Nasan Chung Court, Chik Shiras, let the Jig Lam Nasan Chung is Lam Naki, Kandasan, that Kanji Lam Telia, Tangan Shugu Yeza, Lam Telia Shujin, then Tau Tanjiki, Kovato, Drogu Yeza. The lamb de la good tambo condition sugar is in sort of city.
In the last couple of sessions, Geshe gave a presentation on the 5 paths. So first of all, he started off with a presentation of the 4 truths. And then he linked it up with the presentation of the 5 paths, remembering that there are 3 vehicles. So altogether 5 paths, 3 vehicles. We have 15 paths altogether. But when we narrow it down to just a presentation of the 5 paths, we get an idea of the path that we need to enter. We want to enter that path, or to enter those paths, we want to reach the state of liberation and the state of enlightenment. And we do that through entering those paths. So if you have any questions with respect to the things that we've covered in the last few sessions, Geshe is inviting you to ask questions. He will answer it to his best ability if you know. So the people here or the people at home, if people at home have any questions, you can unmute yourself and just go for it. Any questions? Geshe had a walk previously. He went down to the Nalanda Master Garden, and it was there with Kunpen and Venerable Demchok. And Demchok said that he needs to teach debate here. And Geshe said that, well, there's nothing in particular to teach about debate. It's more like you ask the questions. So Geshe said, if you have any questions, bring it up, and then the debate will start. Apparently, Grace was also.
I do have a very broad question. Just after more details about what merit is, how is it stored, how is it, what happens when it's dedicated to others, and what's the transference that happens there. So yeah, just I have a million questions about merit.
All right. Claire, let's see. Geshe is asking, who are you? Oh, all right, there's no photo of you, Claire. The Richard So I'm just going to repeat the question. So the question is about merit. You know, what's merit? You know, what exactly merit is, how it is stored, how does it work when we dedicate it to others? How is it that there is a transference of merit, so to speak, if we dedicate it to others? So there are gazillions of questions in relation to that, but let's begin with that. The Quran is sonam tola, mambo yosa, hambodila, sonam seadi kandechinas, ani sonam saning nyasa di kandechinas, ani not so shengi tuntala, mua gyawaina, so sonam mua gyawaina, shen so sonam kandechi topgires, gosha kandechi gyagires, dila so kadene mambo yosa.
제가 이 소놈 거디 같은 이마지를 직직 쉬쉬에서 저기 소놈다 이식 초스 니 지지네 간지 소놈 세네야 아니 균초질이야 잘고도 왔어 산기 토비하기 길이야 아니 소놈다 이식 초니 지진 간지 토비 산기 공원들이야 아니 주기고다 추기군이여서 아니 상기고 고몽원도 지원이 이니까로 아니 직접도 원도 지야래마도 직년은 원도 직제는 원도 지세지 요 말했어 토세지요 말아 근데 냠도 토고여서 이니까로 상기고 수기고 있는다 상기고 추기고 있는다 아니 교초 장상지 원도 손발을 때니 상기고 원도 지고여서 아니 그 남반이는 조수 있고 아니 규 될이야 아니 소놈 촉색도스라.
So Geshe did mention merit and the accumulation of merit previously. He spoke about it in relation to the two accumulations, right? So we have two accumulations, the accumulation of merit and the accumulation of exalted knowledge or exalted wisdom. Now, when we look at the first accumulation, the accumulation of merit, we call it the accumulation of merit, but what it actually means is a collection of causes that are required for attaining a Buddha body. So when we attain the state of Buddhahood, we attain that through cultivating certain sets of causes that contribute to the state of Buddhahood. When we attain the state of Buddhahood, we attain two bodies of Buddha. There is a form body of Buddha and a Dhamma body of Buddha. They're called in Sanskrit the Rupakaya and the Dhammakaya. So these two are attained at the same time. They're not attained serially, in that it's not that one is attained and then the second is attained later. These two Buddha bodies are attained at the same time. So then when we look at the causes that produce those two Buddha bodies, in the more specific way, when we look at the set of causes that contribute to Buddha's form body, the Rupakaya, the causes that contribute to that are grouped in the accumulation of merit.
타툭 상기 공방이야 아니 가서다 케르밍이 아니 냐사 찍다 내가 냐사 찍소르지 니 체바이나 로 제롬 찍다 공부치는 패시 딘지 니 소르지 간레고레스 찍디 아니 타툭이야 상기 살이야 로진 상기 ku draba chesagi and Jubi, that's Sonum Digi, and in Yasaki City, Nanzugi, Na Sedejoros, and in Nam, in Castle, Nga Pomi, Nga Pui, Nga Trawa, Nga Ani, Nga number in Senga, Sedex, Deep any Shagores, deep into Shagores.
So the answer to the first question is with respect to what is merit. So merit is the accumulation of causes producing the form body of Buddha. Now, Claire, your second question was how is merit stored, or how do we keep that accumulation of merit? Well, in relation to where is it kept or how is it kept, in following Lama Tsongkhapa's explanation, we can say that there are two levels to that. There is the final way in which merit is stored, is kept, and it goes all the way with us to the attainment of the state of Buddhahood. But you can also speak about a temporary repository for merit. So first off, let's look at the ultimate, the final place in which merit is kept. That's according to Lama Tsongkhapa's explanation. So he says that when we think of what continues from this state all the way to the state of Buddhahood, it is the I, it is me, right? So we think of ourselves in a certain way. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a male, I'm a female. I'm a monk, I'm a nun, I'm a lay practitioner, I'm Buddhist, I'm this or that. So there's the I that goes from this state all the way to Buddhahood, and in an ultimate sense, this I is the storage of merit.
Tilda Tachigi Namshik Nanzulaya, Pumunga Yibinani, Namshik Pumbitin, Kanjin Namshik Tin, Sem Tinder, and it Sonum, that Tindigi, Choks and Sonum Senatra, Nibati, Namshik in the Shagores.
Then the other one, which is the temporary one or the adventitious one, is the primary consciousness. So we have a mind, we have a primary consciousness, right? So that is taken to also be a container or a repository for these potentials. Merit is also, you can look at merit as potential. So those potentials are stored, you can say, on a temporary level on the primary consciousness, on the mind. But then in order to understand in a more detailed way, a detailed and precise way, the way in which this mechanism works, we need to look at a presentation of karma, how certain actions produces their effects, and how imprints are infused based upon a continuum or the mind or the storage upon which those imprints are infused.
Tilda that sonum die that penang dan ngai tindu ani ngai tindu da ani sonum de satsul do di nganzu chala kana ya chala sha sha ma ji tsagdu jan sha sha su da kiyo marwas inaya ani pena suzu rani ki samanam da ki pena ani shen ya mulam ja bai na ani shen de sambi ki ani na rangi gi ani shendun samya di shukcher dogros da ro shukcher dogros kinza ta dire kanji ngala ya ani shukjite gores na shendun sam tu ya shuk nibachi ko chejong ma de nibachi legoros da di ani ngai tin ta shaksu de reslamna.
So then when we look at this presentation and look at the infusion of imprints upon the eye. Imprints are stored upon the eye, but it's not that they're heaped together like amassing a physical thing and just chucking it onto physically on the eye. There's, for example, a genuine thought that arises in the mind, may I be of help to others. So there's this altruistic intention. And this altruistic intention growing stronger leaves a certain potential on the eye. The eye is also become stronger, or in that sense, there is a stronger ability, stronger potential for being of benefit to others.
아니 총계계를 소바리 아니 취계를 소바리 규셔를 소 사만로 아니 류디 존더치온디 아니 디 니버질레기도서 파테나 남미 류 다가란 간에 요르디냐 그 디 자와들 슈온디게 아니 하르드 만드비 니버질레기도서 디나싱기 아니 샘라 용구여는 나라 용구여서
And we can train that. We can train and increase that potential. Just like when we take up a certain physical training, we can increase our ability to do that. So whether it be swimming, running, jumping, or what have you, if you take up that physical exercise, physical activity, you can improve your ability to do that. And the same thing can also say with respect to taking up something with our speech, right? Some verbal training. And the same thing we also said with respect to the mind. So if you take up training, certain exercises or drills, you can increase the potential of a body speech, and particularly here, the potential of the mind.
Yeah, because 아니 비기 가서 어떻지 아니 신변상야 아니 슈침부여와 소복고면 슈침부여와 아니 동심 슈침부여와 아 간지 아니 간르질이야 동인 친구 총내야 생기된다 제투약 니버진도 디그 아니 니버디야 규진질 때문에 총바지를 막도 아니 가시가 담은 이야 되마다 가시를 짜는 거 진짜 짜는 말 왔어. 그럼 뒤시 그 거단질이야 규진을 뛰어거든. 그 뒤시 주니 작아서 참말로도 신 연구연자 난주기 내기 차와 가르쳐와는 싸우고 가르다 마이네요. 디 니버지 아니 소소라니래야 떼고랬어. 디 아니 개와디 바샤세 나무도 개와디 기타 초사세 나무도 딘디질에 뭔지 치고도 쓰라.
So we increase our potential, our ability to do certain things. So for example, we increase our ability, we make it stronger to be of benefit to others, to be patient, to develop the power of the intention to give, to persevere in a sense that to take up certain difficulties and bear with them. So we increase all those different powers, potentials, which means that we are working with sets of causes and conditions in order to empower us to develop certain states. And it's important to recognize that they depend upon causes and conditions. It's not that some of us can do that and some of us cannot do that. It's not that some of us have those causes and conditions and others are bereft of those causes and conditions. It's rather that we have different strengths or sets of causes and conditions that still need to be empowered, that need to grow stronger. And this is how you do it when you deal with compounded phenomena. So compounded phenomena that depend upon causes and conditions. So when we mention that, we link it up with the intention to be of benefit to others, the intention to give, perseverance and so forth. Since they are compounded phenomena, they depend upon causes and conditions. So then when we give it a thought, when we take it up in our mind and so forth, we give them or provide them with a certain strength and ability.
아주 물론기는 갈팽들이 심한 갈팽들이 소소가 갈팽들이 삼성도 가지는 그게 아니 니버디라 아니 만통디 디디 연구도 진짜 디디 자민이 사마스 가주스기 아니 샘기 삼반남다 토니 룽아기 차고 가르치고 있는 디 니바지 아니 소소라니야 제기여버디 야시자다 뭐 있어요.
아니 셴라
셴라
소소는 거 이야기 도그라네 셴게 튼돌아 응아게와 콘서나
더 셴펜 제투야기 니발레 온디 셴레 펜버스 셴레 펜디트를 짜차고로.
So it is. So this question has a certain significance, certain point in it, because when we wonder what's the benefit of, for example, making prayers for the sake of others, well, when we wish for the benefit of others with a great, genuine thought, we increase our ability to be of benefit to others. If you wonder how then our aspirations, how do they benefit others? Well, they empower you to be of benefit to others.
대단한수 시행기 체도 되니 아니 상기야라야 간지 능아 이সম기 저 가르치느냐 신변 바식이야 아니 지금 로마트나 아니 시행기 체도 상기 공부 톱세비 요미스 거라왔어.
So then think of, for example, attaining the state of Buddhahood. If you cannot become so dedicated in your aspirations so that your body, speech, and mind will be used solely for the welfare of others, you're not going to be able to attain the state of Buddha, will you? To attain Buddhahood, you need your body, speech, and mind to be solely dedicated for the welfare of others.
Just
This is going on with that merit, developing the causes that are required for progress. So once you are on the path of accumulation, once you get onto that path eventually, that's accumulating the merit required for enlightenment. So prior to that, would you say that the merit that you are accumulating is causes for a perfect human rebirth?
저는 선언 사야디 맞죠 처럼 돌아게 셴바 저는 서랑 갑술랑 상게 퇴기 상코판 퇴기 체도 선언 사기레 스페셜 랍초기레스 이네스 처럼 마토군라 선언 사야디 태주미르는 부치 체도 선언 사야르베스 간데치나스
상미체도 쌓여요로스. 가을라밍 상당와이나 디체도 손을 싸고라스. 밀루무지 토베기 체도 소소좀 소소kom 드러나 디체도 손을 싸고라스. 상기 코모 토베기 체도 디kom나 디체도 손을 싸고라스.
Your accumulation of merit depends upon your objective. So in that sense, when your objective is attaining a perfect human rebirth, then you can guard ethics in order to make that happen. Be patient, practice generosity, and so forth. All of this would contribute to merit required for attaining a human rebirth. So if your objective is to attain the state of Buddha, then whatever might be your stage of spiritual progress, even before you enter the path, you can think that this is where I'm heading. So your merit from practicing ethics, generosity, and so forth would contribute to the merit required for attaining the state of Buddha.
Sorry, did you want me?
No, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
I just had a query, and I just do need to catch up on a couple of things if you've already discussed it. That's all right. But with catching up with Zoom and YouTube and stuff. But when it comes to the power of regret that was being discussed, I find there was a comment that it should be power of regret for the sake of others is the way rather than for yourself. And my debate is, I feel like in a way, and there's a differentiation between guilt and regret, because I think in a way it should be more regret, black and white, this is why, because rather than feeling really guilty about something because I've tried the guilt path and that just made me depressed. Like Geshe mentioned, it can make you feel depressed if you go down, I feel really bad about this. Whereas I feel like if it's more, okay, for both myself and others, if I do this negative action, it's not only going to lead to a bad rebirth for me, it's going to lead to bad habits for me. And then that leads me to thinking of others because then I'm also going to affect other people negatively. Then they're going to want to retaliate to me. Then they're going to make negativities, which will send them to a bad rebirth and slow their path down. Therefore, I'm not going to get there, so I'm not going to get there to help them. So it's like, it has to be a combination in my mind of both to lead my thinking to that. Otherwise, it's just a big guilt trip. So why not both? Is my question.
To cut it short.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. No, it's all right. I'm not criticizing you at all. Just kind of summarized it. So I'm just gonna summarize it briefly for the people at home, for our viewers at home, as they say on telly. The question is with respect. So in the advanced study program, we're currently studying Shantideva's Guide to Bodhisattva Way of Life, and we have covered the purification section in the second chapter, which teaches how to use the 4 powers of the antidote in order to purify negativities. And Geshe brought up a point with respect to regret, that when we regret negative actions, then we want to regret negative actions done in relation to others. So you said that actually, when you think about it, you need both to regret not only negative actions done with respect to others, but also negative actions done and how they affect you. In a sense that kind of what, the misery that will befall upon you, or how others might take revenge, or how it might impede your spiritual progress, or that you might end up in negative states and so forth in the future. So in that sense, you need both the combo of thinking of others, but also thinking of yourself. Today, non-guarantee or the Tsultrim and the Lagra, Dodoshina Kalagas. The so Chinju Tabikasana, top sheet in the Chigia. And you give it top Dilla Kirangi Dipatola Sanotoina Shenna Nuba Chegi Lady Nuba Cheg Guba Chego Gresa. Grandilla Ditola Sanotoina Di Chirbo Tola Sanotoina Dangi Mares, so Tolayan Sanotango Gresa. Shendun Chipo Peshe Sanotana Digi Mares, Yan Sosotola Sanokande Chitango Resena. Le Dikpa Mikawa den the Sawaina, Animambala Kunzo Sosolayan, Nuba Ke Yon Sigres, Yamena Soso Komshi Dukcha Chagres, Yani led then the Dukcha Mikawa led and the Chewa in a Mambala Nensusuna Kawa Lenchugres, Chezan Halam Gyosem Kewaina Shenu Tola Shenu Chipo Tola Sanodamares. Sosolayan Nobake Tola Sanutango Gure to Midosa Kiran Samnas.
Some children, some year was the Benata Nansu Kansanan. The Kyo Tomamon come there, the Ranchin Zint, Ranchevan Zimbilotienza, and the Ranyela Chikora, the Ranich Mandi Chagra Samsongi, Ranchin Zimbilot, the Shucham Shujienza, the Kadu in the Chik Susutola, some Stango, Samsongi, Lot Korgor was that, and some Chiguaras, Korgoras. Yinaya Nansu Tandang Mumati, Nansole, Karko study, Nansu Diki Chichet. Chaukare Chenaya, Digi Chichet, Chigoros. The Diki Yakshu di, and that's Shen Ton to Yunguyanza, and Shen Jinzing Lodley, Tetsu Zone in the Never, Titol Drutuana, Sosul, Geshe Gan Gadama, and the Randin Druid, Titon Yusaris. Mother deep high Jan Sosul, and they are told Santamana, and Samuel is Postor Droyada Jimatovi, Shushuji, that is the Yonsi Dene, Shuji, Gachaluji, Yon 2 years Somalis. The Matua Karisana, on the Chanju Samazuta, and the Gassi Chanju Samazu, Yamin Nandanta, Zugu Nantarta, to Zugu Lurgi to the Tevana, Hakukong in Redasra.
You can think about it like that, and there are also others that raise similar points. When Geshe explained that point in that Guide to Bodhisattva Way of Life session, he was referring to the fact that since down without beginning and up until now, we have been taking rebirths in cyclic existence, and we have done that primarily being involved with a self-cherishing attitude. So we take up different actions that keep us going in cyclic existence, and by and large, those actions are motivated by an attitude of cherishing ourselves. So we can see that in that whatever we do, whatever action we take, we do that in seeking to be happy. And yet when we think of the happiness that we get, the happiness and the well-being that we get, we can see how whatever happiness or well-being we get, it only comes about in depending upon others, and depends upon others. So there is no happiness that can be experienced that is independent from others. So in that sense, when we think of others, for example, the benefit of others, we can find that as a way of, at the end, bringing about our own welfare as sentient beings. Whereas if we don't think of others, if we don't think of the benefit of others, and we only try to accomplish our own welfare, it is possible that in a localized way or in a narrow way, we'd be able to accomplish some happiness or pleasure or comfort, but it's going to be rather limited, and also it's not going to last long. But not only that, we can also sense that when we look at how bodhisattvas practice, but also look at the life story, the accounts of bodhisattvas, and get the sense of how if you want to pursue your own happiness and well-being, rather than doing that in thinking of yourself only, or only limited to yourself, you need to do it primarily in pursuing the benefit of others.
Ani Savachia, Shenaya, Maruchia, Shena Kundrosaya, or Dinti Tommy, Nanzo the Gigoras. Nanzu calling Nigoras, Ra. Tinza, and that Shenu Sheda Cheba, Nanzu Dombi Kalia, son, Shenu Sheda Cheba Pantuana, and Rani Taiwan Kombalia, Dendrolakia, some of the Dini Ungoras, Ra.
We speak about being born in miserable states of existence, in the hells of being born in samsara. We are born in those states of existence not because of not thinking of the process by which we are born in those states, but the main reason for being born in that state, miserable realms and so forth, is harming others through anger, through inappropriate behavior, and so forth. So therefore, when we take upon ourselves a vow, we need to abstain from harm, and the basis of such harm is anger and the like. So if we do that, if we can abstain from harming others, and the basis of that harm, on that basis, we can attain a pleasant state of existence, a happy state of existence in the next life.
The Jilitese, Kedejus, Redos, Jasi Chanju Sambosogi, and Nyanelia, Jawan Digi, Manzushogi Tawatundia, Launching Namaya, Rani Jinzen Gobo Kunjuko, Manu Jinzen, Pinkishi, Tishir Daji, Nanjola, Yamini Wuchev, Chingila Sonas. Tinted you draw to one that a Kadu in any Chamanduaji, Yom Messiwaj. Or Chagores, right?
So far, we have cherished ourselves greatly, and that is the main reason for being left behind. Whereas when you look at the way that bodhisattvas practice, just as one of the verses that we recite every morning in the Guru Puja, pertaining to self-cherishing and cherishing others, it says that cherishing ourselves is the doorway to all torments, while cherishing Mother sentient beings is the foundation of all that is good. And we seek the blessings to be able to practice the yoga of exchanging self with others. So long as we do not take it up, we're not going to be able to accomplish that.
And Lama should negotiate the Tosamolo, the digital Kanji, any Kevalabuchi Sagono, Shanat in the Sagdos. The Bachimuch Sag, you know, Shanat in the Sagdos. These are the Kanji Nenga Tatubati and Shanaya to Devach. Sanji, Chu, Nimuti, Yaminchi only, Nenga Tatubati. Shanlaya to the Dindichagos, Sanji, Chu, Nibutia, and Tower Denjon Slama, and Shanlaya to Yuri, and Jobatel was a and Mikanga, Misha de Jobatia, and Shanlatu Shago Wallace. Kanji, and Shan did Nanga Chimbuchi, that Sachimuchi, Zimatuna, Kanji, Sanji, Chu, Dinan, Tabachi, Chu, and Shizakor Lago to Straw.
So how did we end up speaking of these issues? Well, it started off with a question about merit. Then a question came up with respect to the accumulation of merit when you're on the path of accumulation. And we said that you accumulate merit, the merit that is required in order to attain the state of Buddha, but also even before you enter a path, you accumulate merit, and the accumulation of merit will depend upon your objective, right? What is your purpose or objective in performing a certain activity? So in speaking about that, we can also recognize how the accumulation of merit, if you want to accumulate merit through powerful virtuous actions, you do that in depending upon others, in relation to others. And similarly, the accumulation of negative actions, of negativities, is done also in relation to others and depending upon others, which is getting at the two main principles of the Buddha Dhamma. We often say that the two main aspects of the Buddha Dhamma is the aspect of philosophical view of dependent origination and the practice of non-harmfulness, which people find very inspiring, something that they hold in high esteem. So both of these, dependent arising and the practice of non-harmfulness, are emphasizing our connectedness or our relation or our dependency upon others. So it is important for us to recognize that not only as Buddhist practitioners, but in a more specific sense as Mahayana practitioners. If we do not recognize that, in that sense, we lose the very foundation of our training. When we think of the disturbance that we get in our body and mind, this disturbance or agitation is coming through anger, attachment, and ignorance, which are fueled up by a sense of self-cherishing. And opposite to that, we have the things that give us great inspiration to the point in which sometimes tears flow down or the hair on our body is standing on end when we think of loving kindness and compassion, the mind of enlightenment. They are related to others, right? Loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, they come about in relation to others. If we only think of ourselves, we end up with a mind that is uptight and is unhappy. And we often don't think about it like that, and we do find ourselves in those corners in which we are unhappy and also uptight. And we can recognize how it is very much involved with not being able to think about other things than ourselves. But when we then extend our mind to thinking of others, we can then create a greater space in our mind. It can become open, vast, and spacious.
rangi shimping the song ditone lagayar modo and chichilia sonju chiagi and in debayana yota the humaras.
We say that quite often, and Geshe says that he doesn't has new things to offer, because this is something that we often say. When we look at the problems around us in the world, we can see how they're very much related to an attitude that is seeking our own victory at the expense of others. That we want to be victorious even at the expense of defeating others. It causes problems amongst ourselves, between different countries, and so forth.
I mean, I think this is a really interesting conversation. I'm just, it would be good to sort of just make a few comments about the relationship between merit and virtue in relation to karma. Because it seems to me that there is a very integral, they're very they're integrated, very related. And you know, karma, we know, is very hidden. It's very difficult to understand. So, you know, just going back to my original question, you know, ultimately, whenever we do a lot of practice, any practice, we always start off with refuge, right? Taking refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, and then we generate bodhicitta, the benefit of all sentient things, as, you know, as Mahayana. That's what we do. So, you know, Geshe said, you know, when we are doing a practice, whether it goes towards enlightenment or a perfect human rebirth, because I guess that's the distinction that I'm trying to make here. In highlighting that we need amount of merit, we need amount of practice and understanding to really get to the point of accumulating the merit required for Buddhahood. Until then, it is just merit for a perfect human rebirth, even though we are initially motivating, perhaps in that general sense, for enlightenment. That, you know, a lot of the practices that we do, you know, that's the first thing they have, and then you might do 7 limb prayer. Well, that's got a number of other actions in there. Guru Puja, it's got many things that we do in there. And sometimes you get oh yeah, I get that now. That that is just a part of the path. That is, you know, that's not necessarily what I'm motivated for initially. But because I'm doing this practice, and have done it again and again, occasionally something clicks.
Stuff happens.
That's right. But I think, ultimately at this beginner stage, it's the best I can hope for is to get a perfect human rebirth so I can continue on and one day get to the path of accumulation.
And crack a whip.
That's their role.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess,
I think I guess, I think I get your question. So, Kurangi, tambo chiwa di karresana di, sonam saya tan, chanchugi ko pantoya tan, tejo milurin pacheto, some this chiwa chiktanswa. Tadi tola samo chitawaina kurang sebo meba kande chiresana. Tadi ngaso sonam saya, gewa saya, leg yumta dila dewa chi yo gogorwa. Ani dewa di kandechi nas Quran tena krangi soso miyu latene mikpa latene tajumiron poche togire yamena sain kopan togire sonam saya gi mikpa miyu dilatene tende togiro was Quran line bas. Ani Quran dito la sanam tawena ngaso tanda nyamen kachewa di tambo kyamdo tan senke kone lane nyamen chichigirawa. Ani nyamen minda chigiyore. Tadi ngaso mikpa di la so di san kopan toye che di chigirawa. Ine san kopan toye di pe tarimbo shiyo resa. Di parola yang ngaso tejo miru rimbo che togogirawa. Chezang ngaso san kopan che toye che du ngaso nyamen damida chigire dumba Daminda Dungiyores. Ine Deeparalayan Tejer Milorimbache, Sonam Kandichik Sagires, Di Shola Sarve Kandichik Chagires, Kesignato Sain Kopan Toeche, Du Sonam Chiksawaina, Parulayan, Sonam Digi, Nansos, Tejer Milorimbache, Toainas, Sonam de Chola Dogere Kandichinas.
Can I sonam chimboresas? Geshe
said that, first of all, an indication of having good merit is that I'm listening to all of your questions.
Thank you.
I haven't shut myself off yet.
내가 좀 제다. 그 님이지가 뭔가를 냈어. 아니 탑산은 못 참아 여기도 왔어. 대신 네 코너 때문에라 못 참아 여기도 왔어. 못 참아 이 까부도 죽었어. 까부도 주는 용말을 했어. 다시도 시골었어. 근데 걔는 좀 코용지 주고 그 되고도 그렇게 들어서 진짜 코랑 되고도 코랑 키 들어서 해줘서 저기 들으러지 라이브라 내가 들으러지 왔어.
Geshe remembers that a while ago you came up to see him in his house. Now, kind of, we basically live in tent city. You know, so we have ants at home. Sorry. So hesitant about what?
It's tent.
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so we live in a kind of, so Geshe said that he has ants in his kitchen. So you came up a while ago to his house and saw those ants. There was this kind of line of ants, and he said that if you just spread talc powder, you can stop them, you know. And Geshe said that, of course, his English is not that good, so he didn't understand the whole conversation. But he thought at some point along your way, he said that, you know, when you spray that white powder, it is possible that some ants will die. But he said, don't worry about it. I'll take the negativities upon me. Yeah.
It wasn't powder, it was poison.
It was poison. All right. Geshe said white powder, so I just kind of. Oh, so it was chalk powder? Or?
No. It was poison.
Poison.
Poison, like it's creating a ball of China. basically, you know, like your,
Tsultrim.
yeah.
Tindiki Kirangi, Miss Shembag Chet, Tindiki Pen, Sosu Dibadi, Never drove to like dropping, not drove around. Gigi can send up Chemush.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
Geshe said that actually, no, so it brought that point up because it said that when you think that for the sake of another person, I'm going to commit that negative action, and even if I'm going to end up in a miserable state of existence, like in the hell, I'm still going to take it upon me. It's quite a courageous state of mind.
Rada, the Nanzulaya Milaya, Tindiki sent up King, Nibachigaras, the Nibadi Yamdu, Namju Giovanna. And Kiran and the Sanji Koma said, Tarim Shuji Resadi Tada de Gomaris. Susulaya Nibadi Giova, Nibadi Yamdu, and then Shirab joined to one, Sanji Koma Tani Shujilis. And on the Kyo or Jiva said Degaran Tolaya, Sanji Koma Toyoras.
Well, so you have that great strength of mind, great determination. So when we then develop that great determination to pursue a certain goal, like, for example, the state of Buddhahood, the strength of mind alone will not be enough. We want to also combine it together with wisdom. If we can combine that great potential, great power, together with wisdom, we can get closer and closer, quicker and more quicker to the state of Buddhahood. Not postponing it to future lifetimes. It is also possible to do it in this very lifetime.
That is, then you Shirab Gora said the Penzun Roger, that's so Penzu Chinchun. Was Tapsan Butron Leondi. Dico Shiro took Goya Gunsen Roger, some down Shirab Tom. The cook tell Yobaina. And Kali Pataya Dachi, and call a Manu Tony on the Tazan Pejuche to Yagi. Tavshi Yomaris. He told us on dancing, and Tavshi Yovana, D. Tavshi drinking Joana, and Butoma Sego Mare, and Suzunia and Drogu Yomare, Sanji Komon Jova Togo, some change does.
So then so Geshe said that when he says that, now we need to combine this great determination, great courage with wisdom. It's like, for example, now looking at our ways of dealing with ants. Spreading poison is one way, but we can also think of whether there is another way of stopping ants. Now we have some suggestions here on the chat. Eucalyptus oil mixed with water wipe branches. I'll read it soon, but Geshe said that if we investigate whether there are other ways of putting a stop or preventing ants, so that to begin with, you keep your kitchen clean and there are no ants, but also you do not commit negative actions on that account. You do not end up in miserable states of existence. That would be even better. So it says eucalyptus oil mixed with water wipe benches and stuff, ants will not come near it. No harm, but put food outside so they don't die from hunger.
I think that's still poisonous.
It's still poisonous.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried all of it.
They like having one of those things and then they get theirs and just take it out.
I mean,
It's good to know.
even when you do send it, it's still cute, but now I don't see any of these. I've got this wall and just don't go across.
You threaten them.
No, they won't all have a Vaseline on. I'm put it all around windows, frames, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
We have another suggestion, clove oil. They are averse to and good on a retreat, clove oil. There you go.
Colors.
Then they check over it.
The Kanji called Butroma D. Copiglia, Chuma, this Yovata, and Chikalari, Num this Torainea. 콘도 셴바면 디가는 소유도 하더라. 칼라 셴바면 디가는 소유다. 간지 콘도 디기지기체도 칼라지기체도 이 연구여라 하더라. 디게 비게 탑간에 놈 되고 잡샤주디 만족을 배주지에 왔더라. 아 만족 잠소야라. 다디 콘도 세바이나 콘도 디 쇼지 팽거라스. 디 이체도 만족 콘도 안 상지에 마다면 다 잠소야 체도. 먼저 콘도 세샤와는 안간주 때디 제단도 말을 쉬지 샤선스라.
So Geshe is offering another perspective of ants issues. So when you think about it, when you have, if there is just a small drop of oil on your kitchen bench, if there's nothing else on the bench that the ants would get into, they would hover around that one drop of oil and feed upon that. They get attracted by smells or oils or what have you. So think about it. For us, we see that drop of oil is something dirty. We need to get rid of that. But for other living beings, it's food. They need to get that in order to sustain themselves, to be healthy or to be well. So then, if you think that for me it's just dirt, I'm going to remove it. Isn't it a bit rude?
야 콘주 비글에 뭐 좀어디기 두스 지금 답자라 콘주 조다 아 콘주 항상 조다 안간 딘지기 지 까마카시 지려야 아니 구마투네 콘주 세샤와나 아니 데 상례하고 땅에는 아주 같이 생기려야 아니 취치기 슬라베나 아니 디디마사스라 디디 테스치 아주 Geshe 장주고 쌤도 인지다 직슈지 아니 라브치 로존치지 수존이 되게 냠탑에 단 무정마지라야 데스 장경으로 치마투바나 아니 되는 캔자로 지래도 왔어라.
So then when we think about it, Geshe said that if you tap your kitchen bench, the ants get disturbed. They start kind of running here and there. They go away from that source of food that is on the bench. So you can do that. But if you then, if you don't think about it like that, if you see some ants hovering about, like, around a drop of oil, and you immediately think of, I have to kill them or I have to exterminate those ants or other pests, then it's quite awkward in a sense that how does it fit with our practice of loving kindness and compassion, the mind of enlightenment? It seems that kind of when we sometimes engender loving kindness and compassion, bodhicitta, we tend to think of sentient beings that are far away from us, and we don't think of having to show a sense of affection or taking care of small insects around us. So we can also think of how can I take care of insects around me?
예, 먼저 내 담보 깔이야. 아니 냠네 말은 니체진 로고도 왔더라. 마시 니체진. 지 내타와도 통종체 띵지지 해삼나 아니 딜이 강화디 용무시 와지래 왔더라.
But when we start to take it up, we start small. We start small in that we start with the things that are easier to implement, with things that are more simple. Because if we think that they are too easy, they're too simple, I need something that is harder that I can grapple with, we're not going to be able to accomplish stuff. We need to proceed serially, beginning with the things that are easy and simple.
매나 까와 장수 내고네 심진 찌기체도 아니 배 힌지 싸우는 돌마레스 딘지지 마요 파르도 아니 산지 코모 토세디 요마르와스 디 용야라야 심진 찌기체도 까와 장수 마네네야 비기게 보통은 야타 가시지기 제도 소소 까마 가시다 구공이로 지라서라 디 아니 캐란지고 라고 말다서라 마한다야고 말아 간지 가서 두성당 와이나 아니 간잠질이야 공지태야 지어라서 니만 나이는 또 정말 이제 진영이었어. 잠시어라. 네 상대 당원은 네 처음에 줄래가지. 봐. 아니 단다 신주 지기체 되게 못 싸대 주지. 잘도 왔어.
In the morning when we recite the Guru Puja, one of the verses says, even if I have to remain in the fiery hells for hundreds of eons, for the sake of one sentient being alone, please bless me that I will not lose courage, I will not lose compassion, that I will not be distraught. So without having that determination to remain in those miserable states of existence, even for the sake of one single sentient being alone for such a long duration, if we don't have that determination, there is no way we'd be able to attain or accomplish this state of Buddhahood. So given that this is the type of determination that we need to have, then even if we have to bear with some ants or insects for a shorter duration at home, it's not a big deal. Now, Geshe says that it's not picking up a fight with you, Dechen, because it's actually something that is probably relevant to all of us. Geshe said that he himself also, he has killed insects before, right? So it's not that he has always thought about it differently. He himself has done those things before, but at some point he thought to himself that actually it's a bit pointless to keep on behaving like that. You can change your way of thinking, change your perspective, and deal with situations like that maybe in a way that is more conducive to your spiritual path.
The Yakshu di Kala Swisavada, some to any Kambu Chituana. The
best is, when you think of preparing food and eating your food, if you clean things up straight off, right? So you cook or you eat straight off, you do cleaning, but not only cleaning, you don't leave anything wet around. You dry everything up, you dry the kitchen bench and so forth. Maybe that's the best way of preventing them from coming out of the holes.
I don't know. I mean, once they've got the scent, they're there. They're there, and you know, like I think apparently Hut One has a big history of ants, and nobody lives there for many years. No ants don't come into the house. But as soon as somebody lives there, they know, and they're smart. The ants are smart.
And they're going to kill us one day.
Really smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can see that I don't think it's wall of China with my poison. You know, like just the way they come in, like they know not to go across it because they've got the intelligence to realise that they can now no longer go into that food source. So they go elsewhere. You know, it's not as though, and I no longer kill ants. Because, you know, I did kept my hut very clean, always tidy up, but I guess I'm not very good at it. And so inevitably, they would end up back in there again. And I would end up killing them by accident. Yeah. Now I don't kill any because they know not to go and see that woman. She's created a wall around.
This evil woman, this butcher, the ant butcher.
Created a wall around her.
The firewall of Dechen. 그런 게 됐는데 투구된데 칙칙칙도 보통한테서 정보 쉬워래서 항상에 하고 그래서 대신 너무 디치마치 눈도 치마디 카와이나 콘소 용기 말해서 세상 찌글라 찬찬 찌글라 누나양 다 마음발라 콘소 용기 말해서 디마체와이나 콘소 제말라 근데 코르와이나 이야 찬찬 사마신도 세게라와 지 감바지 딜라소바든데 세쇼그라와 세상 코란 근데 투던데 직당와이나 너탄 눈에 콘서트에 참고를 했어. 니마 Chima numba ina konzo yongi maresa.
지만은 콘주 시고 있겠다. 지만이 콘주 늘고 있겠다. 다 간지 다가래스. 간지 콘주 짱부 요원한시 부총마디단 부총마로 왔어. 콘주 짱부 요원한시 난주 짱부 치고 왔어. 난주 짱부 난주 남주 비지다니. 아니 레니 체투와나 안 산지 투와다. 속사고래서 된다 들다.
Well, you can continue to debate that, but Geshe said that at the end of the day, as he said, ants are smart, but we want to outsmart them. If they're smart, we want to outsmart them. Particularly, we want to outsmart them in the sense that if we want to fully utilize our wisdom to become smart, we need to do that in thinking, how can I become a Buddha? What would be the wisdom that I need to develop in order to become Buddha?
And so that is why, whenever I dedicate, I always say anybody who I annoy or give a hard time or anything like that, i.e. the ants, may that be the cause for their enlightenment.
제가 그런 게 아닌데 우한 얘기로 산성 우한 컨텐츠 이야기를 했으나 다 그런 데는 산성들의 개체시했던 산업단다 포슈 차버와 제가 그래서 콘조 사와이나 세마 대화 차와이나 다 그런 제탄 개체시했던 딜라테네 그런 좀 마음발라 사이 고판 도에기 물란데 이야기였어.
야부로 왔다. 저는 야디 야부로 왔다. 콘줄로 대한 콘줄로야 만네비토니 저는 문은 야케와나 델슈시아도로 왔다.
Yeah, this is an excellent thing to make some prayers for the sake of others, and best if we can say such prayers for the sake of others, but also in not harming them, that's even better.
I don't have them anymore.
Thank you so much.
No. All right, so it seems that our time is up for today. So maybe we'll say some dedication prayers. And do we have any announcements to make? Sorry?
Do you have any announcements?
No.
Announcements.
His Holiness is teaching again on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday, His Holiness is doing Mind and Life from our time, 12:30, 1:30. So we're having Discovering Buddhism in the morning here on the 8 verses, Saturday, Sunday. And then on Saturday, 12:30, we can bring their lunch up and we'll watch His Holiness.
Saturday, yeah?
Saturday, yeah.
All right, so before we finish off for today, Venerable Chuki is teaching the 8 verses for training the mind as part of the Discovering Buddhism module from 9 to 12. So you can tune in through our Zoom connection. On Saturday, from 12:30 to 1:30 our time, Sunshine Course time, His Holiness is having a meeting with the Mind and Life institution. It's going to be broadcasted online. So you can either look for it on YouTube Live, or you can look for it through His Holiness the Dalai Lama's website, www.dalailama.com, and tune in. I've seen some news circulating that His Holiness will teach from Shantikirti's supplement to the Middle Way and Shantideva's text during July 17, 18, 19. So be prepared. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be great. July.
And also Geshe's teaching tomorrow morning.
Is it? Ah, it's Friday tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sleeping in tomorrow. So tomorrow, if I'm going to drag myself out of bed, we're going to have a session with Geshe Tsultrim in the morning. I mean, maybe Geshe will be here anyway, but so 10:30 in the morning, Geshe will continue with the Middling Lamrim by Lama Tsongkhapa. So you're also welcome to join us. You're also welcome to come up, right?
Yes.
So come up.
Come up.
Tomorrow, I think it's coffee day at the
Coffee and cake.
coffee and cake at the cafe. So come up.
Chai.
Chai. Wow. Happy days. So let's put the prayers on the screen, which I'm the only one who has it here. So Chanchu Semcho Rinpoche, Mate Panam Jeguchi, Jawanyam Pam, Gome Gomdo Pewa Sho, Gewa Di Nyududa, Lama Sangye Jugyun, Goa Chikyama Lupa, De Sama Gopa Sho, Kangri Rawe Koe Shikan, Pendan Dewa Malu Juene, Chere Siwan Tenzin Yatsoli, Shape Site Patu Tengyu Chi, Janshin Jangun Yawe, Tenzin Yomewe Consoto, Chosun Kowe Le Mondu, Adan Sotu Shikondu Shate.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
So how many jobs online? No.
It's such a hidden thing, Cam, really. You know, I try to keep my house really, really clean.
But you know, it's parts, they're your ends.
You know,
Sorry?
they're my ants.
I think that when they're not hanging out in their kitchen, they're coming to my kitchen.
Yeah, well, I think they're in your kitchen now. They don't worry me at all anymore.
So you're the reason for having
Yeah,
such
that's
a great
right.
ants
They've
infestation.
migrated.
Right, that's not what they do. They
All right.
decide they thought there's a wall of China around her.
She's
all
purified
things.
that bit.
All right.
She's outsmarted them.
Yeah.
Maybe I should send them back to where they came from. Go back to where you came from.
Well, go
Okay,
back somewhere
that's
else.
it.
A box,
No, they
a
got
box of
a box of
ants.
ants.
Delivery, special delivery in a box.
Maybe I can send them to
They'll find somewhere else.
But every time it rains, every time it's going to rain.
yeah.
Sometimes they just move in and stay.
I'm not going to hold it against you. Good night. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Really good luck.
But I don't know about the oil. I'm going to go and look up what's helping for ants. Yeah, absolutely. They do like nuts, so like salt.
The ants and
Like salty. I do like oil. Because I go in my walnuts. Yes, thank
That's why I think that's the same.
Well,
Some
yeah, many years ago,
it's
this first downloads. Yeah, trying not to.
So it's like long term
It's like
cheaper,
less
but
storage.
short term selfish. It's like exactly so you guys, you know? Yeah. It's like to me, I don't know. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, actually,
One
and then, it just, yes,
I'm gonna stop
So here we go, Geshe. So this is my sister just sent me this big love book, one Geshe's life, but I already have one. And do you have to carry that?
is it more?
No, it's not my head. It's fine. In Australia.
Or you're looking at?
So it's a simple way.
I'm coming anyway. I'm coming anyway.
It's pretty light.
Well, the working characters. Yes. There was one that was like, no, there's one that kind of talked about revelations and speaking in tongues. And it's like, sorry. Yeah. And there was one that kind of used to tell me about looking at crystals and stuff, and this is like,
So it's good for some.
Oh, is she?
So what? Yes. So what I call is the background to the game.
it's like a step up.
So it's not like we have to launch
No worries. It'll be around lunchtime. Bring
Yeah,
lunch.
probably have lunch.
And there's a new one. I got an email.
And it's like, no, I think about it.
It's definitely
There's something to It's not the whole price.
No, it's I haven't looked at it.
I
But
don't know.
it's a new curriculum on the guidelines for schools and stuff like that. And it sounds like it's got nice.
Well, I think it's the best original story. It's very weird. There's no- Yeah.
Hi, Turkey.
And I'm like, I'm used to it, yeah. And I generally my parents. And we do Thursday nights now.
And you can sort of stack up those days.
Yeah, that's it. It's nice to organize somebody else. Oh.
Seems like you.
Okay, so let's just talk tonight, just so you know. Yeah. I won't be here next week anyway.
Yeah.
I got my hair cut.
Haircut. I was going to, no, I went somewhere. I was like, yeah, I can't remember the last time I haircut. Oh, I think I said my hair. Down. Yeah. But I was going to make a joke to you to say, nobody had a haircut, what's now? Then you just said,
Are you doing?
oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm wrapping the TV. We're going to go together. No. Probably. Sometimes it's maybe because she watched it. It's raining. Yeah. Oh man, I wish everyone on their side like that.